are back for another East Coast Roasters episode, and today got my boy Evan Tuerck.
Yo!
So I've known Evan for a pretty long time now. He was actually the first dude that I had reached out to when I got my 240 years and years ago. I was told he was the guy with the parts, and he was.
Yeah, we had a couple parts kicking around back then.
Yeah, a couple dozen cars, parts, all sorts of fun stuff. The old drift house. But today, he's gonna do some shreds for us in his beautiful JZX. Evan is an OG in the game, and he's been around for some time, I'd say. Give the people a little background. When did you start drifting? What was your first drift car? What was the first drift event you ever did?
I've been around drifting since 2002 or 2003, really when it just came into the United States. My brothers and I had just stopped racing motocross. They had their licenses. I was about to get my license. What's better than two wheels? Four. First car was a 240 SX hatchback, red, dual cam. I proceeded to crash it, trying to drift it on the street illegally. Exactly what you shouldn't do.
So first car, 240, dual cam, crash on the street, street sharking, let's go. What was your first like official drift event?
I had been going to drift events before I even started drifting when I didn't have my license yet. So Ryan and Justin were drifting. I didn't really have a driftable car for a long time, but I remember one time renting Justin's car. So I can't really pinpoint the exact first drift event that I did in my own car or anything like that.
He's that old, people. Coming into the sport pretty early and whatnot, you did compete for a while.
Yeah, for a couple of years. First competition was in 2008, Nopi qualifier, and then the Nopi event. Didn't really do too much competing in 2009, and then 2010 was when Justin and I really hit it hard and tried to get an invitational license or something to go to Irwindale Speedway and try and actually get your professional drift license for Formula Drift.
All right, so we talked a little bit of your past driving. I mean, you've been in the game for so long. There was some spurts where, sometimes you just take a break from driving for a bit, right?
Sometimes you gotta, take a break from drifting.
Evan took, some breaks here and there, but past couple of years, you've been getting back into it pretty deep. You've hit some Lock City events. We went to Grid Life at Lime Rock. Pretty much just Lock City and Grid Life for this year.
Yeah, pretty much. I picked this thing up in January of this year and drove it a couple times in a driveway doing some donuts. And then knew I had to do a lot of upgrades to it for it to be a reliable drift car. So it was kind of on hold for about 4 to 5 months. In the meantime, I drifted my 240 a couple times. I was really just kind of over it. Really needs to be overhauled to be a good drift car.
She's been through some things and some stuff.
Yeah, so that's where this came in, and this thing is way cooler than the 240 anyways.
Let's get into some details on the JZX. Evan, if you could please pop the hood. Oof, God's motor.
1JZ, baby. So I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It was up in Canada, just outside of Montreal. Kind of haggled with the dude for a few weeks. Wasn't really sure if I wanted to spend the money. Finally just pulled the trigger, wired him money, sight unseen. And then picked it up a few weeks later in a snowstorm, actually.
So, I mean, you bought it. It had some stuff done to it, exhaust and whatnot.
It already had a front mount. It already had a steel wheel turbo, had a boost controller. So I just went right into into it and did suspension upgrades. I did all new arms. I did serial 9 front upper control arms, extended lower control arms, different tie rods, serial 9 subframe bushings, differential bushings, rich here welded in Odyssey fab reinforcement plates, and then got KFD arms and also this little cooling panel from KFD. A new radiator, oil cooler,
Fancy Karoo cover.
the boys at Kuro Works. I was actually in Atlanta for a IMSA event because I was still truck driving a couple events this year for a friend's race team. And I stopped by to see the boys over there. Those dudes are just awesome. And I've been eyeing this for my 1J ever since I got it. So I did a lot of the work myself, really most of it. And then when it came to the last minute finishing touches, I dropped it off at my buddy George's shop called Select Speed Shop in Lowell, Mass. Kind of buttoned it up, redid the exhaust, made a bash bar, crimped the oil lines, made brackets for the oil cooler.
Altogether, it's a pretty simple but well set up car. You've touched on a little bit of all the importance of setting up a good drift car, but nothing like crazy. All right, so tell us a little bit of the styling of the car, the wheels, the body kit, what you did to the interior. Give us the lowdown.
The car, as you see it, pretty much came as is besides the wheels. The kit was already on it and painted. This little roof wing was already on there. The wheels, they're 18 by 9.5 with a plus 22 offset. This winter, I'm actually trying to do different side skirts and different front bumper, probably BN Sports kit. I got a steering wheel, quick release. If you've ever tried to drift in a factory seat, terrible. You cannot do it.
No.
It's awful. You're trying to brace yourself with your knees, getting flailed all around. I had 2 of these in my 240, so I just grabbed the one out of the passenger seat. I got a shift knob from JSP, which is John Rusikoff out in California, big AE86 dude.
Nice and simple, man.
That's it.
Keep it simple, you know? Use a clean car. You don't have to go overcomplicated with it. Just do what you need for drifting and keep her looking good.
You know, I almost forgot my favorite feature in this car. This is a DeFi DIN gauge. It has all your vitals. We got oil pressure, water temp, and oil temp. The coolest thing about it is it fits right above the CD player for a factory look.
All right, so we've gone over what you've done to the car, the styling of the car, when you started drifting, what was your first drift event. But there's just one little thing missing.
Oh my God.
Classic, let's go, boys.
Car got a little hot, so we're gonna let the oil temps cool down and then give her another go.
Let's go, you ready, Rich? Let's do it, boys. Let's go, boys.
Go.
That was perfect. Nothing like some good JZ noises. And on a big old bootied 4-door car. All right, so we went over the styling of the car, what you did to make it into a good performing drift car, shot some fireballs, did some skids.
Did a lot of skids.
I'd say an overall successful East Coast Roasters.
I think so. Had a lot of fun over here. Can't wait to come back.
Hell yeah, man, thank you.